Felicity. We gave them 4 years in which they could find themselves and find one another.
This was the moment Kate Middleton first caught the public eye, modelling at a student fashion show. She appeared in several different outfits, most memorably in this one. Watching it all from a front row seat, which had cost him £200, was William. At that stage, very few people knew that what had started as a student friendship was developing into something much deeper.
Of course.
Jules Knight, who's now a member of the singing quartet Blake, was a history of art student alongside William and Kate. He was a close friend and saw the start of the romance.
I think he just took a shine to her, really. Spent a lot of time together and were very good friends for a long time. And I think then that blossomed into something more. And it's not surprising, really, because Kate's a fantastic girl. You know, she's very beautiful. She's got a lovely smile. And she's got a lovely manner about her. And I think that friendship obviously turned into something else.
Sophie Butler was Kate's hairdresser.
No, they were definitely quite discreet. There was quite a few girls around Prince William, and they were his friends. So if Kate was a friend as well, we couldn't have guessed that she was his girlfriend. You know, they had a really good, strong group of friends, and some of them were girls. So I wouldn't have guessed that Kate was his girlfriend.
As far as possible, they lived normal student lives. Kate even worked for a time as a waitress in a local restaurant. They lived together first in this flat in Hope Street in the centre of St Andrews. Later they moved to this remote farm on the outskirts of the town. They were careful not to draw attention to what was happening, but by now, among their friends and in favourite bars and restaurants, people could see that they were a couple.
They were just very much boyfriend-girlfriend. I mean, they seemed very normal, they seemed, you know, they were happy in each other's company. It's more the fact that they just seemed so comfortable with each other. And she again appeared, you know, very normal in that aspect. She didn't seem to be trying too hard. She wasn't dressing up to, you know, up to the nines. She was just a normal girl who got on well with her boyfriend, and that was that.
They were two people who genuinely got on very well, and I think they made each other laugh and had a really good time, and you know, that blossomed.
On the same day, in June 2005, they graduated.
Kate Middleton.
Kate had finished with a good degree. She'd also encouraged William in his studies, particularly at the end of the first year when he'd seriously thought of leaving university.
William, Wales.
In the end, they made it together. Some, though, thought that the relationship wouldn't survive the transition from university to the wider world. And William at times was dismissive of Kate's importance to him. In Cloisters, just before his father's wedding to Camilla Parker Bowles, William was asked about his own romantic intentions.
Could there be another wedding perhaps on the card sometime soon?
No, I don't think so.
A couple of days later, William told a reporter that he didn't want to marry until he was in his late 20s or even 30. This was a prince who'd made it clear he wouldn't be rushed into anything.
I really do want to be in control of my own life, and you know, if I don't agree with what someone's saying or someone's pushing on me, then I won't do it.
By 2006, the relationship seemed to be on the firmest of ground, so much so that on the day William passed out from his officer training course at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, his special guest was his girlfriend. Kate Middleton stepped confidently onto the public stage at an event attended by the Queen and other senior members of the royal family. Then, in April 2007, the couple unexpectedly split up. William reportedly said that all the fun had gone out of the relationship. For Kate, the pressure was considerable, yet she's already shown that she has what it takes to cope with the strains of life within the royal family. She's frequently been tested by the paparazzi and kept her cool. William overcame his doubts, and a few months after the split, the romance resumed. Kate accompanied William when he received his RAF wings at Cranwell. They looked like a young couple moving towards a long-term future together. Those who've known them since they first met at St Andrews University say they're a good match.
Having seen them at the beginning of their relationship, I see them as a couple, and I do think they suit each other, and they certainly look very happy. we've seen them in a few parties here in St Andrews, and they always strike us as, it's hard to say that, but as normal people, because they are. I mean, you know, Prince William also is lovely and really down to earth, very shy as well. So, you know, I think they really suit each other, definitely.
The one criticism of Kate Middleton has been that for all her educational advantages, she's chosen to leave a somewhat aimless life since university. She did join an all-woman rowing team for a cross-channel charity race, but withdrew in the face of media attention. She's only had one proper job, working briefly for the fashion business of a family friend. Much of her recent life has seemed to revolve around regular holidays with William and her social life, at parties and nightclubs and charity events. Sometimes she's gone alone, as she did on this occasion to a roller disco, but usually she's been with William. If he's playing polo, she's invariably in the crowd, often doing her best to keep a low profile. Year after year, Kate has quietly been at William's side, supporting him in his career as an RAF search and rescue pilot. Now she will have to step out in her own right as a royal princess. Friends believe she's up to it.
I think her character is perfectly suited to the role that she will now have. I mean, she's a very sensible girl, but she's also incredibly loving and caring, and I think that's very important. I think it's probably very important for Will as well, and it's probably one of the most attractive things about her sort of generosity of spirit. And I think that'll stand her in very good stead. She's someone who doesn't complain, she just gets on with stuff, and I think she'll deal with the position she's in incredibly well.
For Catherine Middleton, the fairy tale she acted out all those years ago in a school play is about to come true. The years of waiting are finally over. Very soon she will be a princess, and in due course, as William's wife, she will be Britain's queen. She's already had a limited introduction to what life as a royal is like, but it will be as nothing to what she will now face for the remainder of her life. She's a young woman who's said to be grounded and sensible, and above all, she and William seem, after the ups and downs of their years together, to be compatible and genuinely committed to each other. Nicholas Witchell, BBC News.
Well, you're watching a BBC News special programme, and it has been confirmed that Prince William is to marry his fiancée Kate Middleton next year. In a brief statement this morning, Clarence House said the Prince of Wales is delighted to announce the engagement of Prince William to Miss Catherine Middleton.
The wedding will take place in the spring or summer of 2011 in London, and further details about the wedding day will be announced in due course.
Let's go to the aerial pictures from our helicopter just hovering above Buckingham Palace as this news has emerged in the last hour or so. Daniela Ralph, our royal correspondent, is with me here. And Daniela, in the last couple of moments, briefest of statements coming from Buckingham Palace.
That's right. We've had our first word from the Queen, obviously a very happy grandmother today, saying that she is absolutely delighted at the news of the wedding. So a brief statement from her, but clearly very pleased to see her grandson getting married to Kate Middleton. We are waiting to hear from the father of the groom, the Prince of Wales, of course, and the Duchess of Cornwall, his stepmother. They are in Poundbury in Dorset this morning on a visit, but we're expecting to hear from them a little bit later on today. And his brother, Harry, Prince Harry, he's on army duty in Middle Wallop today. Expect him to be the royal equivalent of a best man, I would think, at the wedding. They don't actually have best men in royal weddings, they have supporters. But I expect Prince Harry to play a very prominent role in the royal wedding next year.
And the two themselves, Prince William, of course, had been in Afghanistan over the weekend. Kate Middleton, what are we expecting through the course of today?
Well, we're going to hear from them and see them, we suspect, later on today. There will definitely be a photo call in London a little later on. So our first ever official portrait picture of them, really. All the pictures that we've seen previously have been snatched paparazzi images or of them out together of an evening, or perhaps at a wedding of some friends. So this is all the first time we've really seen them properly posing together for a picture, and that will happen a little later on this afternoon in London.
Daniela, thanks for that.
Well, let's go live to Camp Bastion in Helmand Province now and join our colleague George Alagaya out there. George, a very good afternoon to you. You were, of course, in the company of Prince William at the weekend, who was out in Afghanistan to attend those Remembrance Day ceremonies. What's been the reaction out there to this news today?
Well, obviously news hasn't really got around at Camp Bastion yet, Sue, but we've heard about, and we've told some of the troops that we've been meeting this afternoon here at Camp Bastion. They were thrilled, of course, last Sunday when Prince William made that surprise visit for Remembrance Sunday, something that was a huge morale boost to troops who are really on the front line here, going out day after day on operation. Anyway, he took some time out, quite a lot of time in fact, to talk to some of the troops on that parade ground for Remembrance Sunday, and two of them are with me. We've got Private Danny Elvested and Corporal James Campbell. Now, you both spent a little bit of time with him after Remembrance Sunday. Private Danny Elvested, what's your reaction to this amazing news?
Just overfilled for him. Happy. He's been with Kate for a long time. I was over the moon for him, filled. And that's good.
You say he's been together for a long time. Do you think they should have got married earlier, got engaged sooner?
Yeah. Well, all the lads thought he might pop the question a bit sooner than what he has, but there's always a time, and he thought this was the time to do it. So
right. And Corporal, what's your reaction?
Yeah, thrilled for him. Obviously, totally unaware that he was going to ask a question, but yeah, thrilled for him. Yeah, really happy.
And when you go back to base and talk to your colleagues and comrades about this, what do you think the reaction will be?
Well, no doubt there'll be a lot of probably emails pinged between Facebook and stuff asking, partners out here, when you're going to ask me and stuff like that. It's all over the news. Yeah, just talking about it and saying, yeah, hopefully it's a long marriage.
I mean, he was very relaxed the other day when he was here for Remembrance Sunday. And yeah, he would have known this, but he seemed a very relaxed man, didn't he?
Yeah, he did indeed, yeah. I saw him early in the morning because I had to go down and meet a VVIP coming down for breakfast, totally unaware that it was going to be Prince William. He came around the corner, he was quite, not obviously was unaware that he'd asked a question.
All right, Danny, what's any message you've got for the Prince?
Good luck and hope